Yeah, he got loose.
Still
Much
not
closer
clear.
that time with nothing.
Still not clear as Bailey dives in again, but that's not going to help him with the tire wear. This is going to be perfect for MacAulay, but Bailey's going to try all of his might here now with 5 laps to go. Oh, MacAulay tried to clear it, but still not.
Yeah, this is just two absolute titans battling here. Two guys that, you know, obviously MacAulay's been all 4 seasons, but Bailey was a day one. Didn't participate in season 3, but he's been around since the beginning. He knows what this is all about. And you have to know he is absolutely hungry for a checkered flag here, especially given the stakes.
And again, and now it looks like Bahm's starting to ever so slightly fall back as CD Magram's starting to catch up here. Will MacAulay try to clear that time? No! Still going at it side by side here with 4 laps to go. It's that ever so slight side draft right there down the straightaways that's really helping Bailey here. But what's not helping is that tire wear between the inside and the outside line, which is really helping MacAulay. But man, Bailey is not giving up.
No, I mean,
okay, that might be it. This might be it. I think he might clear. No, still not yet.
Bailey has a way of positioning.
Oh, Bahm's coming back now. Here he comes.
Holy hell. Maybe just holding back a little bit was Dylan Bahm. Again, he's very much in the heat of that battle. Like, a win would do absolute wonders for him right now.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh!
contact!
There's no MacAulay, not one bit clear. Bailey's going to dive it in through there. Oh my goodness, this is a battle for the ages here. We might be getting the greatest finish in NASCAR Series history here as we got 2 laps to go. This is practically 4 cars going for it as Magram is very much lurking back there looking for back-to-back wins. MacAulay still can't clear Bailey just yet. Bailey really trying to take advantage of that side draft on this race. Finally, MacAulay's going to clear him.
That took a long time. That was a hell of a battle, but Bailey...
Oh, Bailey's trying to give him bumps. But that's not working as Dylan Bahm's going to try and catch up. Oh, Bahm trying to dive down the inside. White flag is out. They're going to be side by side for second place. Dylan Bahm's going to try and get to MacAulay here to try and go for his first career victory. They're going to be side by side. It's double file racing almost for both positions. Side by side down the back straightaway. It's a guy that's dominated all season. And then you got a guy looking for his first win. Here they come.
Yeah, here comes Bahm through turn 3. This is going to be next.
Bailey's going to
Bailey with a bump.
And they're going to be side by side off the corner. Who's going to get it at the line? MacAulay's going to get it.
Bahm tried to go through the grass there at the very end. Might have actually been over the line when that happened. But holy hell, what a battle that last 10 laps.
Have you ever?
No.
Oh my goodness, what a way to wrap up the round of 12 right there. Unbelievable stuff. Side-by-side racing for over 10 laps. And Dylan Bahm about came close right there to his first career victory. But that right there I think is going to solidify his spot in the next round. What a hell of a performance knowing that he was below the cut line heading into the race. Oh my gosh, I'm speechless. And the thing is, too, MacAulay's dominated all season, but he has had to earn every single victory that he's gotten, and he certainly had to earn that one.
Yeah, I mean, from where we were kind of middle of the regular season to now, I'd say that gap's closed. Like, we are in the middle of it here now as we see MacAulay burning out. Like, for the gaps that he had, again, at, you know, Charlotte previously, at... you know, a number of the tracks where he's had margins of a few seconds. It's not there anymore. We are in for a friggin' fight these next 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's going to get way tighter. And, like, the thing about the next 3 races is all these 3 tracks that we're going to next, we have raced them earlier in the season. And not to toot my own horn, but I wanted all 3 of them. But
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but the thing is, at all 3 of those tracks, I had competition. So, and the thing is, going back to a track that we were already at the beginning of the season, obviously all the guys are going to be better because they have the experience. And not to mention, this whole season, the improvement of all these guys is crazy to watch. Because, like, you look at some of these guys from the start of the season till now, and it's just night and day. That they're starting to put pressure on me, and it's something I have to be on the lookout for. And I mean, going into these races, I basically my mentality is just win them, but there's obviously going to be that competition from the rest of those 7 guys in the round of 8, and it's going to be some close racing, and I'm excited for it too, because these next couple of races, I believe they're a little bit longer, except for Auto Club. I think Vegas and Auto Club are the same length, but Homestead is a longer race compared to what we had earlier in the season, and it's at night, which is going to be a completely different story. And like, if I can move on to the round of 8, the points do not matter in the championship 4, so it's whoever finishes in front of the other 3 people. So the next 3 weeks are going to be insane. It's going to be an incredible thing to watch as a fan. If you liked what you saw tonight, you're going to love what you're going to see the next 3 not weekends. Sorry, that's a NASCAR term. The next 3 Tuesdays, you're going to love what you see. So tune in the next 3 Tuesdays. It's going to be a fun time. And
What you just saw there, if you've been watching this whole time, may very well be a preview for what you'll be seeing for the next 3 races. Tonight, only 8 drivers remain eligible to contend for the coveted Earl Ross Cup. The round of 8 is here, and it's looking to be the most competitive playoff round in series history, beginning in Viva Las Vegas, baby. Good evening, folks, and welcome aboard another live production for Season 4 of the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series on iRacing. We're back at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the 2nd time this season. It's round 18 of 20, the first race of the round of 8, of course, in the 2023 Earl Ross Cup playoffs. It's the Sin City 200. And now, okay, remember to do this. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, there's only me. The other side, completely blank, because, unfortunately, Jordy Carraher, he's been here since the very beginning. He's from Alberta, Canada. That's how I introduce him every single time. Unfortunately, he's not here, so it's only going to be your main play-by-play guy, your main broadcaster here, Ryan MacAulay from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island here tonight, unfortunately, as he has student-athlete orientation priorities to focus on in his job and such, so we will be dearly missing his presence and his educational and mathematical insight tonight, and we wish him the very best. He'll be back for the second and final race of the round of 8 next Tuesday night at Auto Club, but first, let's focus on tonight's race. Or really, let's look back at last week's race. Because on August 22nd, we visited Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2nd time this season for the North Carolina 250, which was 33 laps and 50 miles less than the World 300 in June. And quite literally, just do this right here. Yeah, there we go. Straight up, I can just play it all over again. If no one was able to catch that early on, you tuned in maybe just now. Might as well play it once again here. To say the race was a thriller is an understatement, as it easily fought for the title of the best race all season and had many people talking about it. With 10 different leaders, 20 lead changes, and only 7 cautions versus the 15 that we got back in June, this race could have seen anyone go to victory lane, and although one driver did indeed quote-unquote dominate the race in terms of laps led, they were certainly challenged, as they have been pretty much almost every single time for the most part. The race had similar vibes to the Talladega playoff race a week prior, where it was all about patience, survival, and strategies for 90% of the race, and drivers waited till the end to get feisty, as you'll see here in this finish once again. A late incident, of course, set the stage for a 14-lap shootout to the end, and 4 drivers all equally had a shot at victory while never going single file except for maybe about a quarter of a lap or so, pretty much. I believe it was after the white flag, just the front stretch, and then turn 1 maybe or something like that, if I recall correctly, but at the checker flag, of course, it was veteran versus rookie in a photo finish with the number 17 of Corbin MacAulay prevailing on the outside versus Dylan Bahm on the inside. And it was a finish for the ages, quite possibly the best in the series' history, maybe even the network's history. MacAulay earned his 8th win of the season in his 17th start, and Bahm had the best performance yet of his career after such a roller coaster to begin the playoffs, and heading into Charlotte, he was 6 points below the cut line. The number 3 SimlyPro.com Toyota driving for Team 44 Racing came to perform, knowing his season was on the line. And with a season-saving, again, I'm going to keep saying it, season-saving avoidance in a late race crash, he got a very deserving result with 10 laps led, a stage win, 15 stage points, and 1 playoff point. Unfortunately, it was not the race win, but he put on a hell of a battle at the end. And you know what? Let's get the call here one more time, because why not?
Going to be side by side for second place. Dylan Bahm's going to try and get to MacAulay here to try and go for his first career victory. They're going to be side by side. It's double file racing almost for both positions. Side by side down the back straightaway. It's a guy that's dominated all season, and then you got a guy looking for his first win. Here they come.
Yeah, here comes Bahm through turn 3. This is going to be neck and
Bailey's
neck.
going to
Bailey
bump
with a bump.
ahead.
And
They're going to be side by side off the corner. Who's going to get it at the line? MacAulay's going to get it.
Bahm.
How about that finish once again right there? Only inches separating MacAulay and Bahm right there. Scott Bailey also in the mix too, just falling short there after the white flag, after some moments of contact, of course. But, man, just so close for the number 3 right there, who, again, has had, I said roller coaster of a playoff run. It's been a roller coaster of a whole rookie season for him. And there's just been a lot of races where, you know, he'll come out and he will perform, but it's just not up to par almost every single time. There's always something that seems to go wrong against him, but this time around, nothing. Nothing went wrong against him right there. Of course, maybe the win, of course, but anyways, though, that right there is the finish once again. So we will now take a look at last week's results. Of course, here we already talked about MacAulay and Bahm, although I will add that MacAulay led 93 of 167 laps. He won Stage 2 and earned 15 stage points and 6 playoff points, which is no wonder why his domination's been clearly showing. And when we get to the playoff standings heading into this next round, holy moly, his gap is going to be crazy. Scott Bailey finished second in both stages, led 10 laps and came home third, but what a hell of a battle he put on with MacAulay in the final 10 or so laps, like you saw in that finish right there. Reigning Rookie of the Year C.D. Magrum, a previous Charlotte winner last year, and also the winner of the Talladega playoff race 2 weeks ago, had the second most laps led at 24 and earned 8 stage points. He wasn't as fast as the top 3 in the late battle, but he was ready to pounce if something in front of him went wrong. Matthew Patek started 15th and surged to a 5th place finish while also earning 12 stage points. Quite possibly one of, if not the best performance besides maybe Atlanta all season. But the number 2181 Custom Chevrolet driving for NBR Motorsports has certainly proven himself as a legitimate threat for the championship after coming into the season as more of a sleeper pick / underdog, if that's a way to put it. Jordy Carher usually has better terms for him and such, since I only came in just last year. But anyways, he has a top 10 finish in all the last 5 races, including 2 top 5s in the last 2 races. So, a hell of a run that he had in making his way to the round of 8, of course. 2020 champion Ryan Gibson started 12th, was caught up in an early incident, and wound up 6th while also earning 5th in Stage 1 and leading 2 laps. Unfortunately, he needed a win to maintain his playoff spot after missing Talladega, and it didn't happen, but a solid run for the number 23 Jeans Beer Garden Chevrolet, also driving for NBR Motorsports. 2021 champion Darcy Ford had probably the biggest heartbreak of any driver last week, as he was only 5 points above the cut line heading into Charlotte, but a series of mishaps and only a few less stage points versus other playoff drivers led him to finish 7th, which was definitely a fair finish for him, but he also finished just 1 point below the cut line after 167 laps, falling just short to defending champion Ty Higginbottom, who earned 3 more stage points and led 6 laps. Wound up finishing 8th. Man, though, it's one champion moving on, another champion getting eliminated, just absolute heartbreak, but that goes to show what the playoffs are all about. It's just you're going to have triumph, you're going to have heartbreak, you're going to have absolutely everything. Non-playoff drivers Mike Marini and Tom Janikowski rounded at the top 10 with stellar finishes, and what a hell of a round of 12 it was for Janikowski. The number 93 Chevrolet had 0 top 10 finishes in 7 starts in the regular season prior to the playoffs, and after being absent in the round of 16, he showed up and earned 4th and 10th place finishes. Absolutely wonderful to see the number 93. Jose Mercado started 19th and finished 11th. Rookie Jared Ireland started 2nd, led 5 laps, and earned 3 stage points, but a hard hit to the inside wall in the late race crash resulted in a 12th place finish. And then there's more heartbreak with Andy Hertel, who was 4 points below the cut line heading into Charlotte, and despite 9 stage points plus 2 laps led, the number 7 519 eRacing Chevrolet was also caught up in the late race crash, resulting in a 13th place finish and being 9 points short of making the round of 8. Round of 16 eliminations, Michael Wolford, Hunter Young, and Jason Butler finished 14th through 16th. Series founder Daniel Cudmore started 16th and had the speed and strategy at the end to possibly earn a top 5 finish, but unfortunately a green flag pit stop mishap plus an incident with Wolford out on the track was the ultimate fate in the end. And then there's a pair of rookies down there at the bottom, at least before the guys that did not start, of course, including, like, I see in there, Pete and War, I believe Cox might be in there as well. But rookie Justin Belmonte was another victim of the late race crash and faced quite the scare in the points, but he luckily walked away unscathed, 7 points above the cut line versus the plus 27 that he had heading into Charlotte. And then there's Kyle Noel, who only managed to complete 3 laps due to an early incident. He didn't receive any major damage, and he definitely could have kept going, but out of respect due to certain details on a personal level, I will not comment any further on that. But anyways, now that we're moving on from Charlotte Motor Speedway, we got to move on here to the round of 8. Of course, here is the schedule once again. There are some details that are inaccurate, but I can tell you that the Las Vegas Motor Speedway details are indeed accurate. It's round 18 of 20 in the entire season, round 5 of 7 in the playoffs, and round 1 of 2 in the round of 8. Hard to believe that we've come this far, huh? Already nearing the season finale. On the graphic, where we're at is the bottom row in the middle. Las Vegas tonight and Auto Club on September 5th. That's the round of 8 for you. And then again, hard to believe, the championship finale at Homestead, Miami on September 12th. For 134 laps tonight, 8 drivers will look to fill the 4 spots that will maintain eligibility for the Earl Ross Cup in 2 weeks. And again, that's just for one race, mind you. Who are the 8 drivers that will put on a battle for the ages? And oh man, every time I'm looking right here, oh my goodness, only 8 drivers remaining. This might very well be the most competitive playoff round we've ever seen in the history of the network and the series. And I was saying for weeks how terrified I was for this round, and I still am. I'm sure all these 8 drivers are even terrified of this, and maybe some drivers outside the playoffs now that are scared to possibly, get in the way of a playoff driver and ruin their chances, but it's however you want to put it. But if you've ever wondered what true competition is here in the Canadian Motorsports Network, this may very well be the best example. To explain it all, in first place is Corbin MacAulay, the only driver in the field who has run every single season. If Darcy Ford had made it through, he would have joined him as the second right there, but of course it's only going to be MacAulay. And a fun fact too, MacAulay's the only Canadian driver remaining in the playoffs. Everyone else in there is from the USA, so, United States proud from all those guys, but man, it's just a USA invasion right there. But anyways, with 8 wins and a 51-point gap above the cut line, all MacAulay will be asking for are stage points and a clean car at the finish. But knowing him, he'll want to get a win over with so he can mentally prepare for the finale. So competitively, yes, he wants to win, but theoretically, technically, all the above theoretically, it doesn't need to be a win, but I mean, hey, it would not be a surprise whatsoever after seeing what he did back at Las Vegas and Auto Club earlier in the season. And his domination is on full display if you look at the gaps from second place onward. 10 points, 9 points, 5. It's nuts right there. Second and third place are held by rookies Jared Ireland and Justin Belmonte. Mediocre finishes by the two in both round of 12 races have them sitting in spots where it's as if their regular season performances might be completely washed down the drain. Remember though, both drivers have a combined 5 wins on intermediate tracks, and Belmonte won the first Auto Club race, and Belmonte also has a previous win in these playoffs. I'm going to need a drink of water soon. This is a lot of talking being lonely here. Veteran Scott Bailey is the final driver currently above the cut line at +5. Hard to believe the 88 hasn't finished outside the top 10 at all this season, except for once. The season opener, the GTR 250 at Daytona. And yet he's only +5, which it just goes to show the force of the playoffs. A win in this round would give him huge momentum heading into Homestead, where he finished 6th on May 9th. You could argue nowhere to be really seen right there, more of a quiet guy finishing there, but I mean, hey, it's the thing too, like consistency has absolutely helped him all the way in the regular season, but then as the points get reset in the playoffs and such, it doesn't really matter anymore. You need the win, and he needs to prevail and get the job done in one of these 2 races this round, beginning tonight and also next Tuesday, because, man, again, you look at those 8 drivers, he's going to have a lot of competition for him there. Matthew Patek is the first driver below the cut line, at -5. As was mentioned earlier, his playoff run as of recently gives him plenty of momentum and confidence heading into this round, but he's going to be facing 7 other drivers who will be just as thirsty and stressed out. A key detail to remember, he finished 2nd and 3rd at Vegas and Auto Club in April and May, respectively. Man, oh man, would it ever be a 3rd times the charm story for the number 21 if he earned a win at either track this time around. Behind him at -7 is CD Magram, whose playoff run reminds me a lot of, I've even said before, Jimmy Johnson. Top 5 finishes in every playoff race thus far, including a win at Talladega and a podium at Kansas, whereas his regular season finishes, they've been up and down for the transition to iRacing, but as of recently, man, he is on top of his game at a very pivotal point in the season. Now, his finishes at Vegas and Auto Club earlier in the season were 7th and 13th, so he'll hope to find resurgences with his recent momentum. At -8 is defending champion Ty Higginbottom, who again squeezed his way into this round by 1 point over another past champion. The number 97 Tornado Alley E-Racing Toyota has had a roller coaster of a playoff run thus far, and he finished 6th at Vegas in May, and with his steady progression in the iRacing transition, he'll do everything he can to remain eligible for defending the Earl Ross Cup. And finally, man, we talked about him earlier so much, and right now in practice times, he's in the lead, so I'll give you that little bit of a sneak peek detail, or whatever you want to call it. As was said earlier, rookie Dylan Bahm, what a hell of a run last Tuesday for the number 3, and although he's -15 below the cut line, he'd much rather be there than eliminated. And considering his inconsistent rookie campaign, his confidence is going to be at an all-time high heading into this round. He'll be seeking his first career win, but what's just as important will be patience and bringing home a clean car. And if you just want to take a look at these randomly, these are the drivers. The overall driver standings after race 17, of course. I actually might have chosen the wrong one, but I'm pretty sure that's the most recent that came out. But if you want to take a look at that, there you go. There's those other guys there that got eliminated, of course. Again, Ford, Hertel, Gibson, and Kyle Noel. And then you got Wolford, Butler, Young, and Jonathan Peden all going at it below right there. And then you kind of see the best of the rest out there outside the playoffs with like Mike Marini, Jose Mercado, and Daniel Cudmore all going for that 17th position to see if they can be the best of the rest, of course. Now let's take a look here at the rookie standings very quickly, which they pretty much haven't changed whatsoever except for some differences. Justin Belmonte still leads the way for a 5th race in a row. Quite frankly, I think he had a streak similar to that, except it was held by Jared Ireland only for like 1 race or something, if I recall correctly. But Ireland did manage to gain 7 points on Belmonte, so this battle isn't entirely over yet. It is 31 points, I believe, versus 38, so you never know what could happen with 3 races remaining. And again, though, those two are just adamant with perfect intermediate performances. So again, if these 2 guys remain consistent, it might just be Belmonte the rest of the way, but Dylan Bahm will try his best to catch up if he possibly can. And even Kyle Noel to Dylan Bahm there as well. But yeah, 3rd and 4th look settled, but again, anything's possible anything in these playoffs, especially here in the round of 8, where only 3 of those guys still remain, and it definitely looked like only 2 of them heading into last week's race. But Dylan Bahm again putting on a stellar performance, and seeing him get first place here in these practice times, holy moly, if he's able to continue that and get another pole, because he has been a qualifying beast this season. I think it's been a case where he'll win a pole, and then he'll qualify poorly, and then it's pole, that, and it just keeps going on and on and on there, although there's been some good runs with good qualifying positions and such. So again, it's been very up and down for the rookie, but man, he's going to have a lot of pumping in him to try and get through this next round here and hopefully make his way into the Championship 4. But now, other than that, we got qualifying that we're going to get underway here. So while everyone qualifies here, let's talk about what the heck Las Vegas Motor Speedway is all about, in case there are any of you that might be unfamiliar with this track in any way. Maybe if you don't know some details, might as well throw them out. Of course, we visited this track back in May. It's part 2 now. Here's a quick breakdown anyways. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is a 1.5 mile, 2.4 kilometer tri-oval intermediate oval, or D-shaped oval, with corners banked at 20 degrees and 2 slightly banked straightaways. Opened in 1972 as a drag strip and a road course, but eventually constructed to the current 1.5-mile oval in 1996. This track has hosted NASCAR Cup Series racing since 1998 and is one of the faster tracks on the NASCAR schedule. It's called a quote-unquote state-of-the-art facility with the nickname the Diamond in the Desert. This venue is also great for road racing, karting, and legends cars, with 3 different road courses within the infield. And now, in terms of the history here, previous winners include Darcy Ford, again unfortunately eliminated, but he will definitely still try to end off the season on a high note despite not being able to be eligible for the Earl Ross Cup anymore. He won back in the inaugural season and also in 2021, and then former driver, hopefully for now, maybe if he makes a return down the line, then we'd love that. Good old Mike Nickens, a rookie last year, getting the job done right there in what was, an incredible playoff performance by him. And then Corbin MacAulay, of course, in the first race this year back in May, where he also won the pole and led 53 of 134 laps. So it wasn't necessarily domination on his end, but late in the race, man, I remember that move fondly, where on a restart there was a bunch of stacking up or whatever, and MacAulay took advantage without getting any penalties. And he made it through he did a 4-wide maneuver through the middle. I think it might have even been 5 cars that he passed of the entire restart, or 6 or 7, somewhere in that realm. And that's what got him to the victory, as he passed a couple more cars, and then he took the checker flag. And if you want to be, speaking to him, if you want to be surprised, or actually not surprised one bit, then, well, look at who's your pole sitter. Are you at all surprised? Is any one of you surprised one bit? Any of you? Go in the chat right now and just tell me right now if you are surprised one bit, because I have not calculated how many poles this guy has gotten. Let me see if I can count them. That would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe this would be 9 poles, so it's funny. He is 9 poles now and 8 wins. So he would love to definitely match that and get a 9 and a 9 right there. But I guess that's a bit of a sneak peek of the starting grid right there. We're going to let the rest of the grid be revealed here after the drivers fire up their engines, of course, after I send them a message through race control, obviously. And now, before I get to that, other than that, really, there's the message to Sem, plus also maybe some guys to keep an eye on tonight. 3 guys that came to mind right off the bat were, MacAulay, Bailey, and Dylan Bahm, because, again, knowing how Charlotte went, but I did kind of leave out some guys in Jared Ireland, Justin Belmonte, who could very well go in there as well, and there's a couple of, perhaps some underdogs, too, I might go with. I wouldn't say Matthew Patek is an underdog, certainly. I'll actually fit him into the category with some of those earlier names that I did say. Patek has been very fast on the big tracks. It's just a matter of, surviving, not getting involved in anyone else's carnage or shenanigans, and he has had a hell of a playoff run so far, and he currently, again, looking at the playoff standings, he is -5, he is that first driver out, but he could easily jump over Scott Bailey or even Belmonte or Ireland if he gets a lot of good points here tonight. And then there's guys like Jason Butler. There's Darcy Ford, previous winner, and then Jason Butler and Daniel Cudmore. Those two latter names are guys that have shown lots of speed on the big tracks, and they have come to show that they're even smart with strategies in some of the recent races. So we're going to wait and see how that's all going to go. But anyways, we're going to go into the loop here, and I'm going to send these drivers a quick message through race control so we can get the engines fired up and we can get the round of 8 underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Sin City 200. Do not go away just yet. It is time to go racing in Viva Las Vegas. how about that as the engines get fired up here and we are going to get going. So here is the starting grid for tonight's race. No surprise whatsoever. We have the number 17 of Corbin MacAulay on the inside there on the pole. To his outside, would you look at that? It's the other finisher in the top 2 back from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the number 3 Toyota of Dylan Bahm. And now we move on to row 2 where we got the number 6 Ford of Justin Belmonte looking to have a bit of a turnaround after a round of 12. And then to his outside, the number 64 Chevrolet, a 2-time Las Vegas winner, Darcy Ford. Rounding at the top 5 will be the number 1 Chevrolet of C.D. Mangrum looking to continue his playoff momentum. And to his outside, the number 88 Chevrolet of Scott Bailey finally looking for that long-awaited victory. It'd be his first one since summer 2021. And then in 7th place, you got the number 13 Chevrolet of Jared Ireland, also looking to turn around what was an round of 12. To his outside, the number 2 Ford of Daniel Cudmore. How about that starting in 8th place? Again, he was fast in the Las Vegas race, but he was caught up in a couple of mishaps, so hopefully there'll be a turnaround from him here. And then rounding at the top 10, you got the number 7 Chevrolet of Andy Hertel, who just like Darcy Ford, will look to end off the season on a high note after being eliminated. And the same case here for rounding out the top 10 here, the number 23 Chevrolet of 2020 champion Ryan Gibson. Just outside the top 10, you got the number 36 Chevrolet of Michael Wolford, and to his outside is the defending champion who is still eligible for an Earl Ross Cup, and he'll be going for it in every way imaginable to defend that championship, the number 97 Toyota of Ty Higginbottom. In 13th, they got the number 10 Chevrolet of Jason Butler running a Bangarang, I believe, scheme it is, so shout out to that sponsor for coming on for him. And you got the number 21 Chevrolet of Matthew Paytack looking to continue his playoff momentum as well. First driver below the cut line, he will look to make some bounces with some good points here tonight. Rounding at the top 15 will be the number 15 Toyota of Kyle Noel, who is another driver who faced elimination in, again, another heartbreaking fashion last week, but he'll look to also end off his season on a high note. And then there's the number 41 Ford of Jose Mercado, who we know is aggressive and can be fast on the big tracks. 17th is the number 12 Toyota of Mike Marini, and then to his outside in 18th, the number 93 Chevrolet of Tom Janikowski, who had an outstanding round of 12 performance. He'll look to continue that here into the round of 8, despite not being in the playoffs. And to round it all out, we have the number 77 Ford of Talladega winner, the first Talladega race winner, Hunter Young. And with all that being said, the pace car is going to roll off. Absolutely perfect starting grid that we had right there. Pace car is going to roll off. Here we go. The round of 8 is underway. The Sin City 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Green flag is waving. We're underway. And already on the start right there, we had some checking up towards the back of the field. I believe it may have been Janikowski and Mercado that might have been caught up in that right there. But Corbin MacAulay is going to lead the first lap here, as Justin Belmonte squeezes in on him right here with that rear bump on his rear bumper. Had some 3-wide action going on towards third place right there. C.D. Mangrum holding on so far, but Dylan Bahm falling back from second. He's looking to stay up here in the top 5. There in 4th place to the inside of C.D. Mangrum. Following in behind is the number 13 of Jared Ireland. MacAulay will lead another lap here as, that was a photo finish there at the line. I believe that might have been Bahm that just barely held on to that one. And now here we go. We're going to be they were side by side for the lead coming off the corner there, as I see back here some jostling, as that would be the 97 of Ty Higginbottom. Is Mike Marini trying to do a Kyle Larson style move right there along the high line, but I think he may have dragged along the outside wall right there. The number 97 running a Monster Energy scheme, green and white right there, so very interesting to see from the number 97. And now here we go. Justin Belmonte takes advantage of Corbin MacAulay for the lead, and he will clear him down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. So Belmonte, your new leader here as we approach lap 5 at a 1:34. And I was shouting at Higginbottom's scheme back there. Might as well point out that Trading Paints recently did go through a unfortunate data breach. So thankfully there are no viruses or malware or anything like that going on here, where I am able to successfully run this with all these schemes out of every car, which, by the way, every driver here this season has come out with outstanding paint schemes and liveries here, which has made these broadcasts so visually appealing, especially with the custom cameras that we are provided by TrackCams22.com. So a huge shout out to all these drivers, and again too, it's just the benefit of iRacing with their outstanding paint booth versus what we kind of had, what was limited back on NASCAR Heat 5 when we were back in the console era from seasons 1 through 3. But again, the number 6 of Justin Belmonte leading the way 2-lap sled. He'll be coming to 3-lap sled here as, again, I try to get a better look at what he's running here for a scheme. It looks like number 6, I think I saw Team Watson, something like that. I'm going to have to get a good look. I think that's what I see. Apologies if I did get it wrong right there, but I'm pretty sure that's what I'm seeing. But regardless, he's leading the way, and we see right here a couple movement from around 14th as Hunter Young currently holds that position. Matthew Patek in 15th. So far not looking too good, but he's hoping to surge up to the front a little more quickly. I think there might be something there on the front end, potential damage, or is that just the way the car is? Hopefully it wouldn't. I would hope to goodness it wouldn't be damaged. He wouldn't want that either. Daniel Cudmore again starting in 8th. He's fallen all the way back to 16th. Back here you got Jose Mercado and Tom Janikowski, which I assume after that checkup we saw there at the start, that might be the reason why they're towards the back. But again, the number 6 looking to fight the adversity that he faced back in the recent round, and again also with Ireland as well, who's trying to fight up to 4th place here over C.D. Magram. And looking at Belmonte's results back in the last round, yeah, 11th at Talladega and 18th at Charlotte after qualifying 3rd and 7th respectively, so not ideal for him, knowing how he did in the regular season, finishing in the top 3 in points. Same with Jared Ireland. Or no, sorry, Bailey was in there. My memory's not perfect whatsoever. If I did have Jordy with me, that would be a lot better, but I have to already deal with a bunch of other multitasking here tonight. But anyways, oh, there's contact right there. Scott Bailey's going to get in the outside wall. That was a tap right there from C.D. Magram as Darcy Ford's going to dive down low into turn 3 against Magram. They're very close going through the corners, but they're able to get through unscathed, and as a matter of fact, Bailey hit the wall, but it's as if nothing happened because he's still running up front right here as now he gets past Andy Hertel here for the 5th position. He enters the top 5. Good stuff right there from the 88. Looking to continue his consistent top 10 streak that spans all the way back to race 2 at Auto Club back in April. Still has yet to finish outside the top 10, besides that season opener, of course. As Wolford and Ford continue to go at it here off of turn 4, now on lap 12, it'll be a 134. Friendly reminder that these stage lengths are 40, 40, and 54. So we may very well see green flight pit windows come through in about maybe another 10 laps or so. Again, strategies have been the name of the game, especially on the big tracks here in these Earl Ross Cup playoffs here this year. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what drivers decide to do between, again, you know, no tires, 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel, whatever it may be. Well, fuel is absolutely a certainty. As see the battle up here as, whoa, almost contact along the left rear quarter panel between Hertel and Magram. Hertel sliding in front right there. Wolford and Ford keep going at it here for the 9th position. Wolford's going to clear the way as we got some double file racing going on back here. That would be for the 12th position. That's the defending champion Higginbottom versus Talladega Race 1 winner Hunter Young. And also, too, there you had Matthew Patek and Jason Butler going at it there for the 14th position. Number 10, Bangarang Chevrolet, now side by side with Daniel Cudmore in the number 2 green and white Cudmore designed Ford, operated by his brother. believe he also ran this scheme back at the first Las Vegas race this season, so some consistency right there out of him. Meanwhile, it's still by about 2/10 or so here, or even like 3 now. Belmonte MacAulay staying at about that same gap right there through these first 14 laps, now on lap 15. But again, you have to remember the first Las Vegas race, MacAulay didn't dominate. He did lead 53 of 134 laps, but it wasn't full-on domination. There were a bunch of other leaders there too. I think I said earlier it might have been like 8-10 or something like that, something in that realm, but there were certainly multiple leaders and lead changes. So we'll see if there's anyone else to shout out here in the double file action. Yes, there is. As again, we go back to Butler and Cudmore still going at it. Mike Marini getting into the mix now. Again, Cudmore, man, so close to a good finish back at Charlotte last Tuesday night, where he said after the race he had a strategy going that very well could have given him a top 5 finish, and he could have very well been up in that 4-car battle at the end. Although we have no idea what could have happened, though, too, with that late race crash that we had. But, man, if that strategy worked out, if he was able to, not have that mishap at the pit exit, then he definitely would have been in for a perfect finish for his standards right there. But just, man, it seems like he and Michael Wolfer just keep getting close to each other every now and then. There's been a lot of moments between those two, but anyways, it's still early on. He's in 15th. Maybe this time around he'll be able to prevail on successful strategies, as it looks like Darcy Ford has just passed CD Magram here for the 7th position. Number 64, Wing Snob Chevrolet, again eliminated from the playoffs, but looking to end the season, these final 3 races, on a high note. Here's a battle going on. Bob may have hit the wall there, because he has lost a bunch of speed down through the tri-oval, with Jared Ireland now taking up the 3rd position. So that's 3 rookies and 2 veterans here in the top 5 thus far, and it looks as though MacAulay is slowly catching back up now to Belmonte, about separated by a tenth here. Diving down to the inside. Right along his rear bumper right there. Less than a tenth. Belmonte goes up high, and then he enters through the middle. MacAulay trying to use the inside line here to dive below on that left rear quarter panel. And it looks like he's going to, as Belmonte got loose off of turn 2. But they're still going. MacAulay looks like he is going to clear the number 6 and take the lead back. Quite a lead battle we're getting here early in this race, as Belmonte is going to be the first car on pit road. So the green flag pit window looks to be underway, as he's going to brake a little bit heavily right there going into the pit entry. And it looks like we're going to get multiple cars actually on pit road. So Belmonte actually wasn't the first. Andy Hertel's on pit road. CD Magram, Daniel Cudmore as well. Hertel and Magram going down pit road side by side. Oh, and Magram's going to go for a spin there on the pit lane. I wonder if there might have been contact. Wasn't paying too much attention right there. Is that what happened? And indeed it was. Oh, man. Not ideal right there. Not ideal for the number 1, the reigning Rookie of the Year, who's been on a, you could call it a perfect playoff run almost for him. But a bunch of other cars here on the pit lane. MacAulay, Bailey, Ireland, Higginbottom, Janikowski, Hertel, Magram. And I think one car back there may have very well was too far forward in their pit box. So as we get the angle right here from more of the stands, maybe the spotter area on this pit road. Still a couple cars doing their pit stops. Wolfer, Paytack. Again, I already mentioned Higginbottom. There's Paytack right there on the bottom right. But very quickly, I'm going to take out the ticker and just go back very quickly here and just see some of the decisions that were made by some of these drivers. Particularly MacAulay, I would want to focus on right here. And by the looks of it, he's going to go for just fuel on his pit stop, so a very interesting call right there. Again, only 40 laps. Some of these guys can definitely be able to handle the tire wear and such. I want to see what Scott Bailey did for right here. Ireland went for the right side tires. Bailey also going for right sides too. Yeah, it was Higginbottom that went too forward in his pit box. So it looks like most cars are going to go for just 2 tires right there, at least the ones that we see right there. But after those pit stops, the number 3 of Dylan Bahm, the rookie, in the lead. Not too shabby right there from the guy who led 10 laps, won a stage, and also earned 15 stage points and 1 playoff point. Of course, the playoff point coming from the stage victory for the number 3. So great to see you. That's Sim League Pro.com Toyota. And he definitely took the finish very well, too. Didn't seem upset by it one bit right there. A very close call against the veteran MacAulay. I mean, again, that's up against Corbin MacAulay of all drivers and also Scott Bailey as well. And then you had C.D. Magrum coming through. So a lot of competition for him, but he definitely proved his potential as a star here in the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series for just his first season. As now we're seeing, Hunter Young just finished his pit stop right there. Michael Wolford on pit road. I wonder if it might be a potential penalty for him as he's now 3 laps down. As we continue to move through the field here and see what's going on. Janikowski getting past Paytak there, although Paytak's going to get a lot better of an exit here through that middle lane. There's Ty Higginbottom and C.D. Magrum coming in behind them as Janikowski's going to start to fall back. We're going to be 3 wide going through the corner here. Might have been almost 4 wide. As Paytak slides up, Magrum through the middle, 3 wide off the final corner. Still going at it. Magrum, you're not clear right there. Janikowski's right below you. Magrum's going to go up high. I don't know if you really call a block there, but a very aggressive maneuver down to the inside right there by C.D. Magrum. As now Kyle Noel's going to head on to pit road for his pit stop. And so will Mike Marini and Jose Mercado. That is not who I want. There we go. There's Marini. And Mercado. So we'll see here what some of these guys are going to decide to do. I believe Noel didn't take tires on that one. Mercado looks like he is going to take, I believe it was just the right sides right there. Marini not bothering at all. Dylan Bahm now on pit road. He will lose the lead. We'll see what he's going to do. So yeah, Bahm, Butler, Noel. Still a couple more cars to complete their green flag pit stops. I believe Baum went a little too forward in his pit box. He had to back up just a little bit. We'll see what he's going to decide to do. And it looks like it's going to be no tires for him. We'll see what Jason Butler's going to do here. If I could get an appropriate angle. There we go. The right side's for the number 10. He's going to go for the lefts as well, so he's going to go for a 4-tire and fuel stop. Is now Ryan Gibson comes for his green flag pit stop. We'll see what he does. Looking like just fuel, no tires for the 23. So he still currently holds the lead, but now it's going to go to Jared Ireland, who's going to lead here with 10 laps to go in the first stage. So not too shabby for the number 13, who has multiple stage wins this season, and this will definitely help him when it comes to the playoff points, as right now he is plus 10, second out of all the 8 drivers right now, as he's having a maneuver around Michael Wolford, now Jason Butler here too as well, putting them a lap down, or at least try to. Meanwhile, back here, Scott Bailey and Justin Belmonte are going at it here for the second position. Again, Bailey at plus 5, Belmonte at plus 9. So all the guys above the cut line right now are absolutely prevailing. Meanwhile, Dylan Bahm, again, 8th place, minus 15 in the points. Ty Higginbottom -8. He's currently in 11th, and then C.D. Mangrum is currently 12th, and he is -7. And then Paytack all the way back in 17th is the last car in the lead lap. He is -5 once again. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Or I guess a better term would be for these 4 drivers here that are above the cut line. This would be absolutely an absolutely perfect situation, at least to begin so far. And knowing that Jordy's not here tonight to help me out with the mathematics, I'm going to have to do them under the stage break, so I'm going to have to see if anyone decides to come down pit road, and also, too, have to calculate all the stage points. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So if there are any breaks in the talking or whatever, just know that I'm doing mathematics, which I absolutely hate, but it's a must. And so far, it's looking like 10 people, or I guess including me, are watching this broadcast thus far. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you that has tuned in thus far. And hopefully this race has been, again, it's still early, but it's been interesting enough for you to keep tuned to how the rest of the way is going to go. As Jared Ireland continues to lead the way. And, I think, is Dylan Bahm going through trouble right now? He's in his pit box. Oh, trouble! It was trouble for the 3. Oh, no! And there was no caution for it. Let's see what happened. So he comes off the corner. He's loose into the outside wall. Goes for the spin through the grass. Takes a couple of hops here. Tries to keep the car straight. He does. And then still wiggling the car a bunch. Down on the apron. Through turns 1 and 2. Still trying to keep the car straight, but he can't. And then he gets into the outside wall. Hopefully comes down when the track is clear. I wonder how he's going to be able to maintain... How he was able to maintain this. Now he does. Right side damage. I have to wonder if he might have had an issue right there, tire related, maybe something to do with the car, but man, that is a strange occurrence right there for the number 3, who again had a ton of momentum heading into this round and into this race, but such unfortunate circumstances for the number 3. If we can get a confirmation on what happened, that would be appreciated, but man, not ideal. He'll be taking 4 tires here, and I would imagine repairing the damage as well. But meanwhile, on the track, Jared Ireland leading the way as Jason Butler is trying to get back on the lead lap. I would imagine he would be the lucky dog here, but if he were to get back on the lead lap, then Matthew Paytack looks like he would be the lucky dog. No, this is not a side-by-side battle for the lead, but it definitely would be a heck of a one if it were. So again, Ireland still, he'll be coming to the white flag for this first stage of the Sin City 200. And I was seeing back here, I think there was some movement going on. I think Hunter Young might have gotten past Kyle Noel right there. I thought I saw movement. But Scott Bailey just under a second behind, but I don't think it's going to be enough to... Well, that was the checker flag for the first stage right there, so I think we might have a technical issue behind the scenes here, so hopefully the caution can be thrown. As Daniel Cudmore's going to cross the line here in 10th, and there's the caution. So I think the automatic program, again, to have the automatic stage cautions, I think it might have had another issue again. We've had this happen before, but... either way, there is the checkered flag for the first stage. Jared Ireland is going to earn the 10 stage points and also 1 playoff point. So good stuff right there from the number 13. And we will go back very quickly just so I can do some of the mathematics and be sure of everyone that took the checkered flag here. So let's get the mathematics underway. So, of course, Ireland earning the 10 right there. Scott Bailey is going to get the 9. Third place going to Belmonte. He's going to get 8. MacAulay comes to the checkered flag in 5th. So I believe that will be 7 for him right there. And you heard, let's see, with everyone else. Ty Higginbottom, I believe, crossing the line. I believe it's in 8th right there. Indeed, it will be. And then there was Ryan Gibson behind him. And so I believe that actually does it right there for the stage points. So by the looks of it... Okay, no, Magram did, so... Yeah, I'm going to have to really hurry up on this one here. So just stay tuned here for a second, folks. Let me try to get the mathematics correct. Alrighty then, folks. Sorry about that little bit of a delay right there, but trying to make sure that I got all the mathematics correct. And by the looks of it, this is now where we are at with the playoff points. And please, again, I'm doing this all alone. There's a lot of multitasking. Do correct me if I am wrong in any way. It's looking as though MacAulay now at a plus 58 over the cut line. Jared Ireland is going to be at plus 20. Justin Belmonte at plus 17. Scott Bailey plus 14. Matthew Paytak at minus 14. So actually, no, here's the way it goes. So yeah, no, I had the first 4 correct right there. And then Ty Higginbottom is actually going to move up into the 5th position now at minus 12. CD Magram will move up now into minus 13. Still in 6th. Paytak will now drop back to 7th at minus... something here. Jeez, this is... Yeah, I'm no mathematics expert, but so far, I guess the way to put it is, it's looking as though the top 4 right now are looking just fine. So anyways, with all that multitasking out of the way, let's just get back to the racing, and hopefully all the points are accurate. So here we go now. The second stage of the Sin City 200 is underway, with Jason Butler leading the way. I was not able to get to those who did take pit stops, so it looks as though Butler may have been the only one that didn't, at least up front, because again, MacAulay, Ireland, Bailey are all up there. And it looks as though Butler's starting to really drop back. I'd imagine that's a case of not taking tires there. Everyone else doing a case of taking tires. So Justin Belmonte will now get back to the lead as, whoa, and there was a close call right there between Ty Higginbottom and Tom Janikowski in through the tri-oval. So far, so good. Everyone making it through turns 1 and 2 just fine as Belmonte leads the way. It's pretty much the usual 4 drivers that you would get up front in the race. Belmonte, MacAulay, Ireland, and Bailey. As MacAulay's going to dive down to the inside and try to battle for the lead. With Belmonte, it doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet, as actually Ireland's going to get the better corner exit right there and get side by side on the outside there with MacAulay. So the 13-17 are going to go at it here for second place. Scott Bailey in behind, waiting to pounce if something goes wrong, and that is certainly not the angle we want. And now MacAulay's going to drop back here to a battle for third with Bailey as, wow, Ireland got really close right there, almost kissing the rear bumper of the number 6 of Belmonte, and I swear if I said that with Jordy in the booth, man, he would give me every single joke imaginable. So MacAulay dropping back to fourth here as Ireland's going to go at it here with Belmonte again. We got to remember these top 2 drivers struggled through the round of 12, but were still able to barely make it into the round of 8 by just enough points. Meanwhile, you got Scott. Oh, no, there's trouble back here. Looked like some sort of incident. Oh, and it's Daniel Cudmore and Jason Butler into the outside wall. There's your first incident-related caution. And I was just thinking in my head, the first stage was pretty clean. We didn't get anything incident-related, but now that's 2 non-playoff drivers getting together on the back straightaway. The number 2 doesn't even have a front end right there. The number 10 heading down pit road as Cudmore is going to skip a trip right there. So we're going to have to take a look and see what happened here between these 2. Oh, it might have been a 3-wide situation here because we do see Matthew Paytak in the mix. So we'll see as these cars head in the back straightaway. Yes, so Paytak Mill. Oh, Cudmore comes up. He's not clear. Paytak with a great save down on the apron. Definitely lucky not to fully spin again the inside wall. Tom Janikowski, kind of almost a close call right there, but absolutely unfortunate circumstances there for the number 10 and the number 2. 2 weeks in a row. Unfortunate circumstances for the number 2 as we see right here. Yeah, not clear. Goes up into the outside wall and he drags along the drag along the outside wall, taking Butler with him. So very unfortunate to see right there as a bunch of cars are going to come down pit road, and we're going to see, or at least we were going to try to see what everyone was deciding to do. It looks like most cars are going for fuel here. We will do an instant replay just one more time right here just to make sure of what everyone did here. Can we get a good angle, please? Okay, it's looking like most drivers going for fuel. CD Magram's going to actually take advantage of everyone back here going for the right side tires. I do wonder if some other cars in the background back there may have done the same. But I imagine most cars went for tires on the during the stage break, of course. The lights are still on, but it seems like everyone's still... Some of these front cars going side by side anyways. Well, not anymore. Sort of. But again, so far, if we look at these driver info tabs, still leading the way is the number 6 of Justin Belmonte, who's led 21 laps thus far. And then behind him, Jared Ireland with 12 laps led in second place. Corbin MacAulay with 4 in third. Scott Bailey still has yet to lead a lap. It's only been 3 cars thus far, at least besides the green flag pit window. Gibson's at 2. Let's see if anyone else took a shot at leading laps here during that green flag pit window. Yeah, Jason Butler. Well, yeah, of course Butler did under the stage break there, I believe. Yeah, with 3 laps led. Wolford still at 0. Dylan Bahm looks as though, man, it looks like Dylan Bahm is the first DNF. He's now 18 laps down, and he's not in the server anymore by the looks of it with 8 laps led there. Man, absolutely tragic knowing he had all the momentum and confidence in the world after what we saw at Charlotte last Tuesday night. But he is out of this race, and that'll only put him way more points below the cut line. And right now, I believe, judging by my math, it's looking as though he is minus 24. So when we come to the line here, I believe, pace car lights will go off. Indeed they will. We will go double file here, and we're going to go back to green on lap 54 to 134. And judging by the stage counts, we're going to be going green with 26 laps to go in the second stage. And judging by the whole race length, it's going to be 80 laps remaining in this Sin City 200. Again, Belmonte's still leading the way, and if we take a look, let's take a look at the weather tab here so far. It is a slick racetrack at 39 degrees Celsius here under the sun with some clouds in the sky in Las Vegas, Nevada. So yeah, partly cloudy, air temperature 22 degrees Celsius, humidity at 16%. Got some wind going through, so again, a lot of these weather statistics definitely put an effect on these cars and on the racing here, especially too with the slick racetrack. It is loose as heck, which puts on a hell of a show here, like we also saw back at the Kansas and Charlotte races here in the playoffs thus far. And a quick look at the race summary: 2 cautions, 8 laps under caution, only 1 incident-related one thus far, 7 lead changes, and 6 different leaders. And ironically, Dylan Bahm has the fastest lap on lap 4, 30.1. So, and it was at an average speed of 181 miles per hour. But anyways, we're going to get back to green here. Lap 54 of 134. The green flag is back out here in the second stage. Belmonte leading the way. And the number 6 team, Watson Racing something for there. I couldn't grasp the final name right there on his black car. I thought we were about to get 3 wide right there. Bailey, I thought he was going to squeeze into trying to make it 3 wide in the middle right there, but no, that's not going to happen. Oh, and there's potential trouble back here for the number 12 of Mike Marini, as he may have gotten into the outside wall off of turn 2 right there. He's still keeping his car straight as the field comes off the final corner. Belmonte leading the way. There's MacAulay in second. Now we got a side-by-side battle here for the 3rd position. Oh, and it's going to be 3 wide right here. C.D. Magram's going to dive it down low for the 5th position under Ryan Gibson. Oh, and hard in the outside wall. Up on his side is the number 1 of C.D. Magram. Oh, and that's going to have a huge effect on the points here. He is up on the outside wall on his right side. A major crash as he's going to flip back on all 4 wheels. And you got to remember, there's no fast repairs anymore. We obviously made that rule change a while back, but it's just a reminder. But wow, that will put a huge damper on the number 1 here in the round of 8 points. A big crash right there. Holy cow. Magram went for the dive, and I thought it was Gibson that went down into him, but we're going to have to take a closer look at right here at what just happened. Because holy moly, what a crash that was. We're going to go back just a little bit more, maybe get a bit of an idea back here. So Magram up high on 40 is going to clear him. He sees this situation with Gibson. Noel, he dives down to the inside. Very tight against Gibson. He does hold the inside, and then Gibson, okay, I think he may have gotten loose right there potentially, but wow, a hard lick for the reigning Rookie of the Year right under the Las Vegas sign. So, geez, that's a veteran, a rookie, and then a sophomore right there all in the mix. But good gosh almighty, what a vicious crash. So we'll see here, maybe get a better idea. Okay, yeah, Gibson definitely came down twice right there. I think the second one might have been a loose moment because Mangrum did hold his line. His left side tire's a little bit on the apron right there. But I think we definitely got to get a bit of a slower angle going right here as we get into the corner. So again, Mangrum does hold his line. Gibson really tight down on the number one. Mangrum maybe a little bit loose right there, but no, Gibson came down. Big tackle on the right rear quarter panel, and it looks like he got loose and just comes down. And wow, the left front caking the outside wall. Gibson and Kyle Noel also collecting this one. Hard hits for them too. But that's 3 potential contenders for good finishes here tonight getting collected in that one. Oh my gosh. A close angle of that one right there, but that is unbelievable right there. And we've seen C.D. Mangrum have moments of getting in the air or having his car on his side or flipping or whatever. We saw his car get airborne back at Atlanta earlier in the season, coming to the white flag, and we somehow were able to throw the caution flag just before the checkered, or before the white, sorry. But man, oh man, that is going to put a huge damper on the number one in the points. And so far, by the looks of it, if we look on the pit road, yes, there's also Butler, Marini, and Wolford also on pit road. But yeah, there's the 3 of those guys are in their pit boxes, awaiting to see when their repair times will come to an end, if they even decide to keep going. But again, though, especially for someone like Mangrum, he's going to want to get every point that he can possibly get. But man, after that crash and knowing the gaps after the first stage, he's probably going to need to head to Auto Club and, be in a win and in, like a must-win situation. That's the way you call it. But yeah, that was absolutely vicious. We've seen a lot of vicious crashes this season. We remember the big one back at Charlotte last Tuesday, late in the race, that led to the 14-lap shoot at the end between the 4 cars that we saw, the wicked finish. But it's ironic, it's kind of ironic, if that crash hadn't happened late, we may have not had that kind of a finish. But yeah, like Ty Higginbottom, Andy Hertel, Justin Belmonte, Jose Mercado, Jared Ireland, a bunch of good cars collected in that wreck last Tuesday night. And we have another crash here kind of early in this one, where we have a lot of good contenders out. 2 non-playoff drivers, and then that 1 playoff driver, Mangrum, who again, it was like that Jimmy Johnson momentum I was saying, and then all of a sudden it just, with a snap of a finger, it just ends like that. And now Noel's 3 laps down. Mangrum and Gibson are both at 4. Dylan Bahm, the first and only DNF, at least so far, at 25 laps down. So as everyone is now side by side, as we will get a restart on lap 60 at a 1:34, so it's going to be 21 laps to the green and white checker flag for stage 2. Belmonte and MacAulay on the front row. You got Bailey and Ireland on row 2. These 4 guys have been up front this entire race, and after the green flag pit window, it was pretty much the same situation right there. It was pretty much the top 4 in the first stage, who are also the top 4 currently in playoff points. Just absolutely perfect for those guys, but not ideal for anyone below. And then, of course, rounding at the top 5 thus far, Darcy Ford, and then to his outside, Matthew Patak, looking to figure out something here, as he's now, at least by the looks of it, it's about, might be minus 14 below the cut line, somewhere in that realm. Still, we'll have to clarify it all again. It's all unofficial. I probably should have been saying that word this whole time, but the green flag here is back out. 21 laps to go in stage 2. Justin Belmonte still leading the way as MacAulay and Bailey are going to be side by side off of turn 2. Bailey almost going for a side draft right there along the left rear quarter panel of the number 17 Holland College and Whispered Speedway Chevrolet. As it looks like Darcy Ford's having a bit of a moment back here. He's going to fall in through the middle. He's going to have a bit of block on the number 41. There's Butler, again, after that incident. Cudmore as well, trying to gain back spots as they are back on the lead lap. Pretty incredible to see out of those two after that earlier incident. But about a 10th separating the 6 and the 17. It's pretty much a top 5 pack going right here as Matthew Patek has joined these top 4 guys. And again, knowing his speed on the intermediates, on the big tracks, he will no doubt be contending for something here as long as he is able to stay up front, not wear up his tires too much. And if judging by these incidents, I have a feeling we might not need pit stops here under the green flag, but we'll have to wait and see. If not, then again, it's just about keeping those tires as fresh as possible and gaining those stage points. Meanwhile, back here, separated by what looks to be a second and a half or so. Behind 5th is the number 97 of Ty Higginbottom, Andy Hertel, Hunter Young, and Jose Mercado. Or actually, no, it's only 3 cars following along. Then Mercado leading the way of Ford. And Butler and a couple other guys right there at the bottom of the top 10 and just outside. But again, it's these 5 cars going at here now on lap 64 of 134. Back here, oh my goodness, a loose moment right there. A sliding moment for the 93 against the 36. But Wolford's now going to get in front of the number 93 Coca-Cola Chevrolet through turns 3 and 4. There's almost a heated battle right here between Andy Hertel and Hunter Young. The 7s going at it for 7th. How ironic. And then you got another 7 in front of them, except you put a 9 in front of them, as now Jason Butler back here is going to go to the inside of Darcy Ford. Wow, that was close right there. Because of that little bit of, I don't know if you call it a block or dive bomb or whatever from Ford, Butler is going to drop back right here in 11th as Cudmore follows in from behind in 12th. As, look at these top 5 there, all kind of, it's like a super speedway train pack going on right here down the back straightaway against the usual top 4 guys. Again, not in order, but the top 4 guys in playoff points plus Matthew Patek, who, again, judging by the current gaps in the points, in the unofficial points that have been tallied right now, somewhere in the ballpark in between 5th and 7th somewhere, but I think it'll probably be 7th if the math serves correctly. Again, this is why I love having Jordy. This is why we love having Jordy here, because he is absolutely perfect with the math and all this multitasking and such. Man, it is a handful. So yeah, you got a pack right here. You got a pack going back here. You got 2 cars going at it here. It seems like I'm getting a bit of a message right here, so hang on a second. All right, we're all good. Hearing some words right there. So anyways, it just continues to be the usual cars here. Up front, not a whole lot to say here, but we're on the nice lap right now. Now we won't be. So 11 laps to go in the second stage as Scott Bailey's going to try and use that middle lane to gain some ground here on the 17. I almost said on the 88, but that is the 88 trying to gain on the 17 here as these three cars are really close together right here. As Bailey's going to try to dive to the inside on the 17 for second place. They're going to be side by side off the final corner right behind Belmonte. Ireland waiting to pounce if something happens behind them. Bailey's not going to be able to clear the 17. He'll try with a bit of a dive there through turns 1 and 2. He's going to slide up just a little bit. And because of that, oh my goodness, he tried to squeeze in between, but no, Ireland I don't think is going to allow that either. Bailey's still diving in down over to the 17. Oh my goodness, how is there not contact right there? But no, there was some air right there, I believe, that had to do with the 17 still sliding up as the 88 was still close on that left rear quarter panel. I don't know how in the world there was no contact. Incredible racing we're seeing right here for the second spot.
Never mind. I'll wait patiently.
Sorry, give me a second here. Okay, there we go. The voice chat in iRacing may have randomly unmuted itself or something like that because I started hearing unfamiliar voices right there. But anyways, we're all good now here on lap 73 out of 134, or if I do the math, I would imagine like lap 33 out of 40 or something for the second stage, something like that. Anyways, Belmonte now with a half a second lead over MacAulay after all these three guys back here in the 17, 13, and 88 just going at it for the second spot, is actually, because of all that, Bailey may have used up his tires too much, and that has led the number 13 to move up to third, and he will try to battle with the number 17. It looks as though Paytak is actually starting to fall back. Now may have used his tires up a little bit too much, and that's going to give the 77, 97, and the 7, a bunch of cars with the number 7 of some kind, to take advantage of the 21. As we're going to have a battle here for second place. Once again, now this time instead of the 88, it is the 13. The 88 will now be the car ready to pounce if something goes wrong. And we're getting a battle back here too. It's double file racing back here. What the heck can we focus on here? Goodness gracious. Ireland's going to squeeze in behind MacAulay into turn 3. They're both going to use the high side, Bailey on the inside. As, oh man, the racing's really close right here, so we're going to be 3 wide coming off the final corner. Looks as though we're going to be just fine as Ford's going to clear the way here for the 7th position. Meanwhile, they're still going to go at it here between Paytak and Hertel for the 8th position. As, whoa, I think MacAulay might have had something happen right there without... Of course something happens when we don't see it. As MacAulay is now going to drop back to 4th as Belmonte is going to lead the way by about a second here. Oh, and Bailey MacAulay really close racing right there. Through turns 3 and 4, once again, these guys will never get away from each other. We've seen plenty of finishes this season where these two will never get away from being close with each other. My gosh, what racing we're having here up front. And again, oh, whoa, a moment there for the 77 off of, oh, whoa, there's a car, 2 cars getting sideways off of turn 2. So again, this slick surface is really giving into the drivers, especially with the amount of tire wear that's being built up. Considering there's no like green flag pit window or anything like that in this stage because of the incidents that we've had. But MacAulay Bailey's still going to go at it for the 3rd position. Here's Ireland's going to jump all the way ahead here now, but 7/10 behind the leader. We're going to be coming to 2 laps to go in the second stage. As again, there's 3 guys in here besides MacAulay who are trying their hardest to gain every point they can possibly get. Because again, if we get to a point here where none of these 4 guys up here win this one, or heck, if we go to Auto Club and we have someone outside these 4 guys win, then one of these guys is going to get eliminated, and I would imagine it wouldn't be MacAulay, but like Ireland, Belmonte, and Bailey are all guys who are just in case someone outside of them wins their way into the round of 8. One of them's going to get eliminated, or hell, even 2 of them could. So again, anything's possible here in these playoffs as we're at the white flag for the second stage, and it looks as like Jared Ireland's gaining some ground here on Belmonte, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless something catastrophic happens here through turns 3 and 4, but to the checkered flag for the second stage, Belmonte is going to take it. He will win stage 2, so that's 10 points for him. Ireland will gain second right there and 9 points. MacAulay is going to take third. Bailey in fourth. There's the caution, so 7 for MacAulay, dang it, let me get this right. So MacAulay is going to get 8-7 for Bailey. Ty Higginbottom in fifth. That's going to be 6 points for the 97. And let's see if anyone else. Matthew Paytak takes 10th by the looks of it, so we will replay just to make sure. Indeed, I believe that is the case. So Paytak will take that 1 extra point. So that'll do it right there. I got these stage results way quicker than I did for the first stage, so it took some practice right there, of course. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see right here. Hopefully the stage 1 results I got, the points that I tallied up, were accurate. We will have to wait and see. Well, I'm going to get everyone. We're going to watch everyone come down pit road here, and then we will discuss what the unofficial points are at least looking like. Again, this spreadsheet that I'm going off of, thanks to Jordy, who usually takes care of it every single race that we've done here in the playoffs thus far. I've been doing my best, but it's complicated, and it's an automatic spread. With the way the spreadsheet is set up, it's automatic with the math. But it does seem like there's one detail that is getting me a little bit confused here. But anyways, everyone's on the pit lane, and man, can I please get a good angle of everyone on pit road, please? I guess that works. And we'll just take the ticker off for now here, as it looks like most cars are going for 4 tires. Some, I believe, may have gone for 2. We'll take one more quick look right here, just to be sure. So Belmonte, right sides there, MacAulay as well. So yeah, most cars are going for 4. Some may have gotten 2, so we'll have to see how these strategies all play out. And again, if we take a look at some of these guys that are still in their pit box, Kyle Noel, CD Mangrum, and Ryan Gibson are all still in their pit boxes, awaiting, hopefully awaiting to maybe try and gain some points of some kind here, heading into this third and final stage, because again, it's going to be about 50 laps or so of green flag racing until the end, so maybe there's an early incident where they can take advantage. Again, they are 27 and then 20. Noel's at 27 laps down. Mangrum and Gibson are at 28. So now what the playoff points are looking like unofficially, it looks like MacAulay is going to be at plus 65. Ireland's at plus 28. Belmonte's at plus 26. And I believe by the looks of it, Bailey is going to be, it's either 13 or 20 above, something like that. Paytak and Mangrum look to be at minus 20, while Dylan Bahm is now minus 31. So there isn't there's not a gigantic gap of any means, but there's gaps. So the pace car lights are still on here, so we're going to get another 2 laps of pacing as we will get this third and final stage of the Sin City 200 underway. 4 cautions, 15 laps under caution, 7 lead changes, and 6 different leaders. Dylan Bahm still with the fastest lap on lap 4 to 30.1. The track temperature is ever so slightly decreased, but it's still going to be very slick there. It's only like a -4 difference by the looks of it. 30 or -3. It was 38 or 39. Now it's at 35. Now it's going to be 36, actually, so that completely destroys the math that I had in mind. But Anyways, we might as well do a couple of shoutouts. Here's some little details that we want to get across right here. First of all, we want to shout out 6 drivers in particular here who have reached such a plateau that, man, their dedication to the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series has been absolutely phenomenal, man. Since May 2020, the Canadian Motorsports Network has held 84 NASCAR Series point-paying races, and last Tuesday night, we witnessed 6 of these drivers you see on the screen reach the 75 career starts plateau, and we'd like to congratulate them. Jason Butler, founder Daniel Cudmore, 2021 champion Darcy Ford, 15-time race winner Corbin MacAulay, 2-time race winner Mike Marini, and 6-time race winner Jose Mercado. And hope to God that those race win statistics are accurate. I was looking at a picture of some sorts earlier, and I believe it is accurate too as of last Tuesday night. So again, congratulations and thank you to each and every one of you 6 drivers for your commitment and dedication to the network over the past 4 seasons, man. It's been an incredible ride for all of them. So there's that. And now how about we now let's promote this series right here, the next series that's coming after NASCAR. If you've ever wanted to race in the Canadian Motorsports Network, and for a bonus you want to race on the open wheel side, registration is open for the 2023 Dart Series using the Dallara IR01 across 12 circuits that include ovals, road courses, and street circuits. At the end of the season, someone will be earning the coveted Greg Moore Cup. We're at or close to 15 drivers if I recall correctly, so send us a message for more information. And this will be beginning just, I believe, a few weeks after the NASCAR Series here, Season 4 comes to an end. So once again, congratulations and thank you to those 6 drivers, and there's your Dart Series advertisement. But anyways, we'd like to thank TrackCams22.com for providing us these custom cameras. More of an explanation later on. The third and final stage here is underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's time for the TrackCams22.com Crank It Up. So that was the TrackHands22.com Crank It Up. We'd like to thank them very much for providing these custom oval cameras that really help to emphasize and enhance these weekly broadcasts that we do for the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series here for Season 4 on iRacing, our first season on the iRacing service. So we'd like to thank them very much. And as you saw the Dart Series advertisement earlier, we will have custom cameras for Dart as well. So thank you very much to them for hopping on and really helping us out here. And of course, we'd like to also thank our other sponsors as well for their immaculate support for the network and the series as well. Holland Hurricanes, Kyle's Fried Chicken, Rampage Coffee Co., Wing Snob, and GTR, and of course for that one race in Atlanta on the new layout, Simrap Market. We'd like to thank them for hopping on for or providing their cameras at least whenever we went to Atlanta earlier this season. Might as well shout them out. So that right there is a bunch of sponsor shoutouts right there, and a good old Crank It Up, of course. But here we are back at the front. You saw a lot of wicked battles here towards the front of the field, especially between, again, Belmonte, MacAulay going at it, and then Bailey and Ireland. Like, these four guys have been absolutely dominating the race. But the biggest question is, who is going to win their way into the round, or the Final Four, I should say, or you could say round of four, but that is absolutely not a way to put it whenever it comes to the championship finale. Only one of those four can make it through, and again, knowing how the points are right now, we could very much see again, too, if any of those four guys do not win next Tuesday night, let's say one of these guys do end up winning tonight, let's say none of these four win next Tuesday night at Auto Club, one of these three, at least I would say not MacAulay, but one of the other three or two, whatever it may be, someone's going home. Someone is not going to be eligible anymore to contend for an Earl Ross Cup. I would imagine right now, based on that point gap that he has, Corbin MacAulay is probably mathematically into the championship four, but we can't guarantee anything just yet. It's still race one. Maybe when Jordy comes back next Tuesday night, he'll look at the spreadsheet and just straight up be like, yep, he's in, whatever. But anyways, we've reached 99 laps into the race. This time around, when we get to the line, we're going to be at 100 laps into the Sin City 200 as, wow, Darcy Ford's going to dive it in below Matthew Paytack here for the 7th position. That's going to be another point that will be lost, or maybe even multiple points for the 21, who, again, I think at the moment he might be tied for 6th, I think, by the looks of it. Don't know for sure. Spreadsheet is doing weird stuff on me. Anyways, now here we go. A battle for the lead once again. It is Belmonte versus MacAulay. Belmonte's going to fall back. MacAulay on the inside is going to take the lead. And now it's going to might be a battle for second. No, they're going to all be clear now. Look at this. The 97 of Ty Higginbottom is making his way up to the front. He might shock everyone and create a potential upset here to win his way into the Final Four and be able to defend his Earl Ross Cup. So how about that for the 97? And would you look at this? There's the 88, Scott Bailey trying to clear the way over Belmonte, and I think he will, only barely. No, he's actually not going to yet. That's going to be a slightly more speedy of a corner exit right there for the 6, as Bailey was on the inside. They're still going to be side-by-side through turns 1 and 2. Bailey slides up just a little bit. Belmonte's going to get in the outside wall, so that's going to help the 88. Still kind of side-by-side, as now it's going to be a battle for third, as Ireland's going to go through the middle. Belmonte has to slide up along the outside. Ty Higginbottom's going to try and make his way up, as everyone's starting to screw up, and MacAulay about a half a second lead here now. So there's the 88 Reaper Speed Labs Chevrolet up into second. Meanwhile, they're really jostling back here now for third between Belmonte and Ireland. So again, the number 6 sponsored by Sim Speed Shop, Warrior Wraps, and Team Watson Racing Setups. Setups is that 4th word I've been looking for. So a lot of sponsors getting good spotlight right here And then Jared Ireland still, trying to go out there for the third position, as now it's over half a second of a lead for MacAulay, who we know mathematically he's probably already on his way into the Final Four, but man, competitively speaking, he still wants the win regardless. And you can see the 97 here just waiting to pounce if something were to go wrong. And I think this time by right here, we're going to be at 28 laps to go in the race, and somebody has made their way onto pit road. I am trying to see who it is. It's the number 12 of Mike Marini, who by the looks of it might have some damage on the right side from hitting the wall. He is 1 lap down. He's going to go 2 or even 3 laps down now. Meanwhile, Kyle Knowles, CD Mangrum, Ryan Gibson all still in their pit box as Marini's going to go for right sides. Wonder if he's going to go for all 4. Indeed he will. And now here comes Justin Belmonte down pit road, and he's going to enter in a... No, he's still had a bit of an issue there with the front tires. So he'll make his way onto pit road, so Belmonte... So Marini actually still in his box. I wonder if that might be a case of repairs, I would imagine, or hopefully not a penalty. But Belmonte, the first car of the top guys to come down the lane. We'll see what Belmonte's going to do. He takes on right side tires. We'll see if he does the left side. Well, you see on the pit stop times there are 3 cars trying to go for pit stop records. Belmonte's going to go for 4 tires and fuel. Just going to make sure that MacAulay... Whoa! He had a loose moment coming into pit road. Ty Higginbottom looks like he's going to enter successfully, and then there's Darcy Ford as well, so we're going to see what some of these guys are going to do here. MacAulay is going to go for the right sides there. Higginbottom also going for right sides in the background. Ford in his pit box a little weirdly. MacAulay's going to go for 4 tires. I think Higginbottom's going to go for 4. If I replay just one more time, yes, he will. And we'll take a look just one more time here if I can get a good angle, just to be sure of things. It looks as though most of these guys you see right here went for 4 tires. And we'll see who else is on pit road right here. Tom Janikowski in his pit box. He's going to go for 4 tires and fuel. Jared Ireland, Scott Bailey, Matthew Patek currently your podium drivers right now, as they still have yet to come down pit road. So far, no one else just yet has intended to come down. No, never mind. The 88 of Scott Bailey is going to come down now, and he is going to enter pretty smoothly by the looks of it. Although looks can definitely be deceiving. Hopefully not for the 88. So it looks like Patek's also going to come down pit road. And now Marini is going to come out of his box again. He's on pit road again. So let's see what these guys are going to do. Bailey going to go for the right sides. Patek as well. Bailey's going to go for just the right sides. That is an interesting call right there, as Patek is going to go for left side. So Patek with a 4-tire call. Bailey, just 2. Those right side tires. So a very, very interesting strategy potentially right there for the 88 versus the 21. I mean, it was about a 3 to 4 second difference in pit stop times between the two, as Michael Wolfer now makes his way down pit road into his pit box. We'll see what he's going to do. He's currently 1 lap down. Probably going to be 2 after this window right here. He's going to go for the right sides, and he's going to go for all 4 tires. And now, meanwhile, back out on the track, Jared Ireland still leading the way, as he has yet to make intention for a green flag pit stop. In that case right now, Jason Butler is in second, Hunter Young in third, as actually he's now made his way into his pit box. He's going to go for the right sides and the left sides as well. So he is the only, besides those 3 guys you see right there on pit road. So 14.6 seconds right there for the 77. Ireland still leading the way. So Ireland and Butler still have yet to come down pit road. Ireland not going to enter just yet. I think he might be going off a potential strategy here with fresher tires than MacAulay and Bailey, who are right here trying to catch up their hardest. Is now, according to the math, I think we're going to be at 19 laps to go in the Sin City 200. Butler's going to make his way now onto pit road. Jared Ireland, I wonder if he might come in this time. In his number 13 Boot Hill Chevrolet. Indeed, he's going to. So Ireland now going to make his way down. A bit of a rough entry. Let's see if he doesn't squeal the tires. He's going to make it down, at least looks-wise, successfully. But he's going to lose the lead. Is now MacAulay and Bailey. Actually, he won't lose the lead. I had a bit of a brain fart right there. Actually, it's going to be the next time around, I believe, where we'll see it. So MacAulay and Bailey are going to be coming around this time by again. Ireland's going to have the fresher tires. So this will be an interesting call here as long as Ireland's able to make his way out of his pit box. He does now. But here comes MacAulay and Bailey and also Belmonte as well. So are these four guys going to reunite for a entertaining finish here? There is Ireland making his way out on the four fresher tires. Make a good exit there, 13. He is going to. Hopefully no penalties. So we're going to see right here if Ireland is going to take advantage of these three guys on the four fresher tires, as MacAulay currently leads the way by just over a second over Bailey. We've seen a lot of races here in the playoffs that have been decided based on strategy, and we've gotten plenty of post-race winner interviews where we have had those talks. So currently Ireland is 4 seconds behind the leader, so we're going to see how much ground he could gain. But again, there's not a whole lot of time left as we're currently at 17 laps to go by the looks of it. By the looks of the math, and by the looks of it right here, as you see on the screen, the number 17 leading the way. So lap 118 and 134, MacAulay looking to sweep the Las Vegas dates, as I think Scott Bailey might be ever so slightly gaining some ground, as now it's down to 8/10. Man, oh man, if Bailey's able to catch up, he's going to be pressing for a win, knowing that right now, based on the playoff points, it looks like he is 4th. And again, too, judging by the fact it's only 2 races and you're going to get 2 winners, and then after that, only 4 of 6 other drivers, or only 2 of other 6 drivers, sorry, not 4, damn it, are going to be eligible to make the win on points. Whoa! Jason Butler has a moment off turn 2 along the apron. He's going to keep his car straight, but he's going to have to get out of the way of the 6. Thankfully, there was no conflict there with the 88. So Belmonte's going to get around the 10. I do wonder if that may have caused the 6 to lose some speed, but oh, would you look at this? Bailey is really catching up right here. It's now down to 3/10 between the top 2. And Ireland's catching up as well. He's now 3 seconds behind. Belmonte's at 2. I haven't been keeping my eye on if Belmonte has been catching up in any way. But man, oh man, what a battle we're going to get here for the lead as the 88 is catching fast. He is dying for that long-awaited win that still hasn't been able to, be in his grasp just yet. And this would be massive momentum for him heading into the championship finale. Again, he hasn't won since summer 2021. And I think it was at the Charlotte Roval, if I recall correctly. If I take a very, very quick look here at the 2021 results, that is indeed correct. It was June 15th, 2021 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval. The Cracked Device Co. 200, Scott Bailey earned his, I believe that may have been his 5th win or 6th win of the season there. So right here, he's looking, again, he hasn't won at all this season on the transition to iRacing. Again, he was absent last year from our final year on NASCAR Heat 5. So he is going to be dying for his first win since, again, just over 2 years ago. And man, oh man, has he ever caught up right here? Here we go. Bailey's going to dive to the inside. somewhat close to the middle right there. MacAulay's going to hold the middle groove. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Bailey trying to find some side draft on that left rear quarter panel of the 17. He's going to dive it in, sliding up ever so slightly. And we're seeing here Ireland's gotten past Belmonte. Ireland is 2 seconds behind, so we're going to be at 10 laps to go next time by. We're perhaps going to get a 3-car battle for the win as, man, Ireland on those 4 fresh tires. Oh my goodness. He is catching them fast. Meanwhile, Ty Higginbottom back here about 3 seconds or so behind the 6, but this is going to be very good points for him heading into Auto Club if he's able to maintain his position right there. As now we're at 10 laps to go in the Sin City 200. This race is really wound down fast. The stream began 2 hours ago, and I think the race began, looks to be about an hour and 15 minutes ago or something like that. But man, we appreciate those that have been still watching this live broadcast here tonight thus far. We hope you've enjoyed this race, and man, it's going to be coming down to the wire right here as Ireland at 9 laps to go. He is now at a 2.5 seconds behind the top 2. Remember, this is a similar strategy that we saw back at the, I think it was was it the first Kansas race? I'd have to look at the schedule here to be certain. No, as a matter, or actually no, I think, it was the first Kansas race indeed, where he prevailed on strategy over the 17 with 2 laps to go. But we're also seeing here the 88 has been absolutely struggling to get past the 17, even though he's caught up almost perfectly. So I do wonder if he may have used up the tires just a little bit too much. And wow, the 17 and the 12 got really close there as the leaders are trying to get past lap traffic. So again, about 2/10-ish or so separating first and second places. Ireland is now a second behind them. There's now 7 laps to go. Man, oh man, hearts pumping, butterflies are flying everywhere. This is going to be coming down to the wire. Again, MacAulay wants to win his way in and just get it over with. Bailey wants to do the same thing, and so does Ireland. Ireland's now going to get past the 12, so now we're going to have a top 3 battle here coming to 6 laps to go. Hopefully Ireland doesn't use up the tires too much, although I'd imagine though in those fresher tires, though, he might just whip by, or I guess we'll call it whip by the top 2, but now, indeed, 6 laps to go in the Sin City 200, man. I'm really shaking. My right leg is going at it right now below me. Top 3 are going to go at it. Justin Belmonte's going to wait from behind, hoping for a caution of some sort, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen unless these guys get into a clash right here. 5 laps to go in the second and final running of a race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway this year. Here comes the 13 using the high side, Kyle Larson style on the 88. Is he going to be side by side off the final corner? It looks like he's barely going to. He's going to try to use that outside line once again. And indeed he will. He's going to take over second place. He's now got Corbin MacAulay in his sights, looking to prevail over him in what would be another strategy prevailing between the 17 and the 13. Oh, the 17 is sideways on the high line into turn 1. They're going to be side by side here going for the lead. Wow, would you look at that, CD Magram back out on the track trying to get some laps here. And would you look at this, side by side for the race lead, coming to 3 laps to go. And the 13 almost had the 17 clear, but the 17 is not giving up, trying to side draft along that right rear quarter panel. We're going to see what these 2 cars are going to have here into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side. No, Ireland's going to clear the way. Oh, he's going to get loose off the corner. What a save by Jared Ireland. They're going to still be side by side, barely. Now they will be going through turns 3 and 4. Ireland trying with all his might to clear the 17, but he's been loose as heck And MacAulay trying to take advantage with a side draft. I wonder if this might help Scott Bailey catch up in any way if these two get together. 2 laps to go. Only one of these guys can advance into the championship 4, at least tonight. Oh, Ireland sliding up real good right here. Are we going to get another classic finish like we saw last week at Charlotte Motor Speedway? Man, I wish I could have a drink of water right now, but that's absolutely impossible. Ireland's going to finally clear the 17 off of turn 4. White flag is out. Final lap here in the Sin City 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Does the 17 have anything else for the 13 here? As the 13 is going to clear the way now by about 2/10. And it's going to only increase here with Ireland on the fresher tires. Here they come down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. MacAulay's going to send into the corner. He's going to go up into the outside wall. It's not going to work. The number 13 of Jared Ireland's going to take the checker flag, and he will win his way into the final 4. You can guarantee him to continue to have a shot at the Earl Ross Cup for 2023. What a finish to this race to begin the round of 8. Holy moly. 2 classic finishes in a row between Charlotte and Las Vegas. And Scott Bailey is going to give a friendly gesture here to the 13 as well. Thankfully, the 17 was able to keep second place on that Sen right there. We're going to have to look back and see how close it may have been right there, but I think it may have been about 4/10 or so between them, or about 5 or so here, as Jason Butler is going to slide by the 13 right here and give him a gesture, I would imagine, right there. But how about this? The number 13 prevails on strategy. He will steal the win from Corbin MacAulay. And that this season is going to be Ireland's 3rd career victory, 3rd of the season. Does it get any better than that for the rookie? And man, there was a moment there off of turn 2 where there was the possibility right there. Even all of you may have thought right there that Ireland was going to wreck himself, for possibly maybe MacAulay was going to somehow prevail over him, but no, that is not at all the case. Ireland was able to eventually clear the 17, and then Corbin decided to send it just because why the heck not? He's already got an incredible point gap over everyone else. And there's your finishing top 3 right there, as Bailey's going to do his own little burnout right there. Everyone is going to. Yeah, there they go. That's what we love to see here at the end of these races. Just absolute sportsmanship after some fantastic racing between all these guys right here. And man, the top 4 finishers are the top 4 guys in playoff points right now. So it couldn't be any more fitting than that. Holy moly, what a finish. And a race of... There was a lot of close racing, not too much double file racing, but man, these top 4 stay close all race long, especially in the first 2 stages. We did get those 2 incidents, which tragically put a damper on CD Magram. But anyways, we're going to now get the unofficial results here for the Sin City 200. Getting the win is the number 13 of Jared Ireland once again. And he does not have any sponsors, I would imagine, by the looks of it. But anyways, number 13, Boot Hill Chevrolet, we'll call it that, from Kansas. So Jared Ireland will be the first driver to win his way into the Final Four. So the first Final Four spot being taken by a rookie. How about that? We only have 4 rookies this season, but holy moly, this is the best group of rookies that we've seen in a long time, and quite possibly ever here in the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series. Coming home in second with a bit of a final send right there, but he still comes home in second anyways. The number 17 of Corbin MacAulay. Rounding out the podium will be the number 88 of Scott Bailey. Might as well have the stage points right here just so I know about this. But yeah, again, Ireland winning stage 1, second in stage 2, and then he wins the race. MacAulay finishing second. I believe he got 4th stage 1 and then 3rd stage 2, and now he comes home second. So moving his way up. And then there's Scott Bailey there. again in third place, where he finished second and then fourth, and now comes home third. Ty Higginbottom rounding out the top 5, the first of the, not those guys up there in the top 4 in the playoff points, so I would imagine Higginbottom will probably settle his way into 5th. And again, though, I do wonder if we might have some I don't know if it'll be a must-win situation between 5th and onward or 6th or whatever, but we'll have to find out once the official standings come about. But anyways, let's just continue with the unofficial results. The number 7 of Andy Hertel comes home in 6th, not too shabby for him. There's the number 64 of Darcy Ford, a two-time winner here at Las Vegas, 7th place, not bad. There's the 21 of Matthew Paytak, finishing in 8th, not too shabby from him either. Jose Mercado, 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 is the number 77 of Hunter Young, so not too shabby for the underdog right there, the winner at the first Talladega race, of course. And then some drivers that maybe a little bit left to be desired. Tom Janikowski could have had 3 top 10s in a row, but 11th, not bad at all for the number 93. And then rounding out the lead lap cars in 12th is the number 2 of Daniel Cudmore. Jason Butler and Michael Wolford finished 13th and 14th, each 1 lap down. Mike Marini finishes 15th at 6 laps down. And then you got a bunch of guys who, I believe Gibson onward would be the DNFs, but C.D. Mangrum was out there trying to complete some laps there at the end. He'll come home in 16th at 62 laps down, so some extra points over Gibson, Noel, and Bahm. And again, they're minus 62 laps for Mangrum and Gibson. Kyle Noel, 18th at minus 79. And then Dylan Bahm, 100 laps down, finishing in 19th and last. He is going to be in a must-win situation when it comes to Auto Club next Tuesday night. So I guess we might as well go back and check out the finish, see what the heck happened, especially with that send-in right there by MacAulay. So here it is. We'll give it to you. That is not what I wanted right there. There we go. Right here is going to be the finish to this race. We'll just get from the dynamic view and just to look at the 17, just dive it in just for, what the heck reasons. And then we see the 88 catch up to the 17. We'll see how close of a finish. Not really close. 17 was able to hold on. It's as if he lost no speed whatsoever right there, but again, there you go as we come back around right here to the start-finish line as Ireland begins celebrating, but there you go right there. So now, with all that being said, I am going to go into the loop transition here once again, and I am going to try and get a post-race winner interview here with the number 13 of Jared Ireland for the 3rd time this season. And I'll also try to calculate the points as best as I can, particularly for all the playoff drivers. So stay tuned. We will be back, hopefully, with the number 13 Jared Ireland, tonight's winner of the Sin City 200 and your first driver to lock themselves into the Championship 4. Alrighty then, folks, welcome back. Again, another one of these interviews where it's quicker than I initially expect in being able to get a driver in here to communicate. But yes, indeed, welcome to the post-race winner interview for the Sin City 200, the first race of the round of 8 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here he is, the first driver to lock themselves into the Championship 4. It's none other than a rookie, nonetheless, proving that the rookie group this season has been the best that we've had in the history of the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series, especially here on our first season on iRacing. It's the number 13 Boot Hill Chevrolet of Jared Ireland. Jared, for the third time this season, man, welcome back to another interview here. How does it feel? You're the first driver that can say, man, like a monkey off your shoulders. You have no stress heading into Auto Club next Tuesday night. You're in the Final Four. How does it feel that you'll still be eligible for an Earl Ross Cup?
Yeah, it feels amazing because before the start of the race tonight, I was so nervous just because it's kind of the unknown coming into tonight. And man, that Boot Hill Chevrolet was just fast tonight. And God, it just feels so good to just know that you can go into next week and just relax and start looking ahead to the final. And kind of get a head start on the other guys because they still gotta show up and grind a little bit for next week.
For sure. So you had a very successful race overall. You got the stage 1 win. I believe it was second in stage 2. I'm not able to look at the points because I have it's the press to talk thing here on Discord. But overall, you had a very successful race. You know what? It's again another case of you prevailing with strategy in the final stage, in that final green flag pit window. There were no incident-related cautions or anything like that in the final stage. Man, tell us about your performance from your perspective overall, and tell us how you were able to prevail on that late race strategy right there on that final green flag pit window.
Yeah, I knew all race in the first stage and the second stage. I could tell that my tire wear on the long run was a little better than Scott, Corbin, and Belmonte. Obviously they're fast guys. They're so quick. But on the long run, I think I was just saving a little more tire. And going into that last stage, I knew that you were going to have to split it up somehow with there being about 49 laps. You can go 25-24, or you could go early, or you can go late. I always like to have the advantage on tire. And so I felt there in the best situation, it was to go long. And when I saw Corbin and Justin pit early, I knew, we might have something here. And I chose to go long, and then I took 2 tires on top of that because I know that if they were out 10 laps longer and I came out with 2 tires, I'm going to have a better right front than they do, and that should prevail. Over time, theirs is just going to wear while mine's still fresh. The left sides don't wear too much. And so I knew that, I had a good chance. I could run up on them, and boy, did I. And it worked out. It was like Texas all over again.
For sure. And, man, that battle that you had with those other 3 guys in MacAulay, Bailey, and Belmonte, man, that was absolutely entertaining to watch. Another classic race right there. And it's ironic, too, like it was you 4 guys absolutely dominating the whole race, and it's you 4 guys in the playoff points that are above the cut line. So it was almost an absolutely perfect race for all 4 of you. But the most perfect of all, of course, was out of you. But man, I'm sure that you're saying too, you came into this race, there was a little bit of stress right there, but I imagine it must have even rallied up a little bit more with some more butterflies in your stomach having to battle those 3 guys, knowing that those could be the other 3 guys that you might end up battling in the championship finale coming up.
Yeah, they're so good. I mean, all 3 of them are just so solid, and they're fast, and they race it clean. I mean, Corbin did me so good there at the end with taking care of me. I was trying to take care of him, and you can't help but feel that in 2 weeks those are going to be the 3 guys you're going up against, and all 4 are so good, or all 3 of them are so good, and the other remaining 4, I mean, you can't count them out next week. Auto Club's going to be insane. A wide track, a lot of lanes, probably going to be some aggressive moves, and it wouldn't surprise me if another guy sneaks in. But man, those 3 guys, they're fast.
Indeed, they are, and so are you as well. Is there anyone you want to thank in particular at all? Like any sponsors, partnerships, people you want to thank for having the opportunity to come out here and get the job done?
Yeah, I mean, my family, my wife, she's like fan number 1, and I know my dad was watching tonight, so that was pretty cool, along with all of my other family. But man, just, so important to have the support system you got and, have a good car and go for there.
For sure, and I really don't think there's anything else to be said other than, the championship finale. That's now what you got to worry about. There's not, like you said, next week you can just take it easy, but I want to know right now, in case we don't get to see you until the finale, possibly, what is your mindset going to be when in the return to Homestead Miami, knowing that under the lights, you're going to be up against 3 other incredible competitors? They could very well be the guys that you're battling with tonight. What's going to be the mindset in trying to become, like a rookie champion and possibly, upset someone like Corbin MacAulay, who's got 8 wins thus far,
Yeah.
And you got to win, yeah. You got to be the first driver to finish out of anyone,
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't want to say checkers and wreckers because that's not the right mentality. Like, yeah, obviously you want to win the race, but you also don't want to do it in a way of like, a dirty driver. And so you want to take care of the guy next to you. And so, my mindset's going to be, I'm either taking the checkered flag or, if I don't, that's okay. I mean, the other 3 guys are going to be so deserving to get to the Final Four. And if one of them win it, they're going to be deserving. They're not going to win it off of a cheap, something cheap that happens. Homestead's never been my favorite place. I'm going to be honest. It's never been a place I've loved, but I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks of getting after it and seeing what we can get done.
For sure. We're very glad to have you here, and there's no doubt you will be in contention right there for the Earl Ross Cup here this year. But yes, that will do it, everyone, here for this post-race winner interview for the 2023 Sin City 200 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway to begin the round of 8. And again, on your screen right here, there's your first driver locked into the Final Four. The number 13 Boot Hill Chevrolet of rookie Jared Ireland, claiming his 3rd win of the season and of his career. Jared, once again, congratulations. Celebrate fair and well. And again, monkey off your shoulders for next Tuesday night. Best of luck anyways, but man, if we don't see you until the finale, best of luck, and there's no doubt that you will be fighting hard and you will indeed be ready to contend for the 2023 Earl Ross Cup.
Thank you, Riggs. Stay after it, man. Y'all are doing great. We got the whiskey on tap tonight, so thank you, my man. Catch you later.
You as well, man. Once again, congrats. So there you have it, folks, right there, man. And his car's going to disappear now as he finally loses connection after that interview. But, man, what a show that we had here tonight. It was all about close racing and strategies. And we almost had a kind of a similar finish that we had last Tuesday night at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This time around, a car was able to clear on the final lap, but it was a very close call because we saw the number 13, man, he had a loose moment with 2 laps to go coming off of turn 2, and it looked as though, man, he could have wrecked himself, or it would have been him and the 17, and we would have had a late restart there, but thank goodness he was able to keep the car straight. Monkey off the shoulders, no stress whatsoever, no butterflies flying in his stomach for next Tuesday night at Auto Club Speedway. So once again, congratulations to him, and you know what? For the heck of it, let's do some live points right here, just to see what we can get out of some of these right here. Of course, Jared Ireland going to claim the 40 winning points, and then to second place in Corbin MacAulay, that's going to be 35, and then 34 is going to go to Scott Bailey. Justin Belmonte will get 33. Ty Higginbottom in 5th is going to earn 32. Paytack earning 8th as the final playoff driver in the top 10. 8th will be 29 points. So, by the looks of it, judging by these point gaps, it's looking as though, again, it's still unofficial, Corbin MacAulay at a 71-point gap above the cut line. Holy moly, man. You could just call him... Mathematically, I think he's pretty much into the Final Four, and it's going to be a matter of those... it's going to be 2 other spots where literally one guy's going to win their way in, and then the other driver's going to have to be on points, or heck, if MacAulay doesn't, then, it's 2 guys in points. Whatever. It could literally be anything with only 1 race left to decide who is going to remain eligible for the Earl Ross Cup, with only 1 race to try and earn that coveted trophy for the 4th time in series history. So Ireland looks to be at plus 39, Belmonte's at plus 30, and Bailey, I think, again, the spreadsheet is being weird with me, but it's either plus 15 or plus 25, because again, by the looks of it, I believe CD Magram is going to be minus 50, or, no, actually, I probably should calculate the points of the other guys. Surprised I didn't think of that at first, but again, Magram got 16th, so that would be 21 for him, and then Dylan Bahm got 19th, so that would be 18, I believe. So I think by the looks of it, Magram will be minus 33 and Bahm will be minus 47. So I believe we're probably going to have at least three of the four drivers below the cut line, or even heck, all four of them might be, or could very well be in a must-win situation heading into next Tuesday night's race at Auto Club Speedway. So before we get into any more quick talk about all that, there is one little advertisement that I forgot to do alongside the Dart Series during that stage break, the second stage. There was not enough time to say it, but I just wanted to very quickly shout it out because we haven't really had the time to, but we might as well now. The 2023 special events season continues on Tuesday, September 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Atlantic time, as we will be hosting the Oysterbed Speedway 250 at South Boston Speedway. It'll be the first ever late model short track race in the network's history, and we have none other than Oysterbed Speedway hopping on to offer a purse and also some merchandise as some prizes for whoever can come home with the OBS 250 victory. So we have multiple big celebrity names lined up thus far to join the network's regular competitors in what will be a heated 250-lap race of attrition, and it's basically our version of the real-life IWK 250 hosted by Riverside International Speedway and the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour. Some of these big names that we've gotten so far include Super Late Model Series driver Ryan Messer, Maritime League of Legends driver Caden Tufts, also got Tanton Woldridge, who bounces between the Pro Stock Tour, Super Late Model Series, and the League of Legends Tour. We got Danny Chisholm as well, who's been running with the Pro Stock Tour and the Maritime League of Legends. And we have plenty more of Atlantic Canada's stock car superstars, again, between the Super Late Model Series, East Coast International Pro Stock Tour, Maritime League of Legends, and other regional tours and local tracks. If you are a real-life racer in the region, or perhaps outside of it that is watching, or one of you knows one, then please reach out to them, or if you are a driver, reach out to us. We are still looking to add some special guests for what should be a thrilling event on September 19th. But anyways, we'll just get back to the race action here, of course. Next up on the schedule is going to be the Nordic Aluminum 200 on September 5th, the day after Labor Day at Auto Club Speedway. I don't exactly recall what the lap count is. It's somewhere in the 130 to 160 range, somewhere in there. I know the schedule graphic has a mistake, I believe. I think it says 100 laps, but it's not at all. That's way more than that. So it's somewhere in that range. We will find out once we get to next Tuesday night. So again, one more race to decide the final four heading into Homestead Miami Speedway for the season finale 250 on September 12th. So you will not want to miss any of the action at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on our YouTube channel next Tuesday night. Only two more races left in this first season on the iRacing service. It's Season 4 of the Canadian Motorsports Network NASCAR Series. One more race in the round of 8. We thank you all very much for watching and listening to this live broadcast, this live production of the Canadian Motorsports Network. And yeah, on behalf of me, Regan MacAulay, your main play-by-play guy, main broadcaster, Jordy Carraher, who's been here since the very beginning, the color commentator, who wasn't here tonight, but we will still do this on behalf of him. Network and series founder Daniel Cudmore, the committee for the network, and every other driver and staff that is involved with us. Again, we thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you all next Tuesday night for the Nordic Aluminum 200, September 5th. At Auto Club Speedway, the second and final race of the round of 8. One more race to decide the final four. You will not want to miss it. Catch us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well at the Canadian Motorsports Network. I believe it's eMotorsports Can. That is the @ That's what you search up when finding us. But once again, thank you all very much. Have a splendid night, and we will see you all next Tuesday night